Good morning, Lagos. You are welcome to PlusTvAfrica's Tea Time, where we run on the best vibes, give you, intellectual things to think about, to talk about, and of course, carefully brewed tea of the entertainment scene. My name is Mololua, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. I never do this alone.
Period.
I never do this alone.
Period.
I'm joined by the one and only.
Drum roll, please.
Boom. You are the epitome of if they don't hype, you hype yourself.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's true.
I'm joined by the one and only luscious Lydia. Good
morning, Miss Mo.
Friday.
Same to you.
TGIF.
Heavy on the TGIF.
TGIF, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Just, I think my body is just winding down into like a restful state. But of course, we had to bring the tea today.
We have to come correct.
We have to come correct. We can't just...
We have to do this with the people. And of course, you guys know that we can't do this without you. We're here for you. So don't make our kidney go to waste. Share your thoughts on the conversations, use the hashtag #TeaTime, all the good stuff. Because, we're here to bring you the tea. But as Abdul Salam says, I don't think I'll ever not reference him.
Aww.
As Abdul Salam says, we'll start off with some trending videos to get your heart beating, as if it doesn't already, and your blood pumping.
Grab the goats.
I'm screaming. The way is the approach. He was
just looking, and then just... no.
But who was it that was talking about this recently? Was it you or Priscilla? That was saying something about, like, Turkey or something.
Oh, yes, me and the Turkey situation. Everybody got your protein. I'm telling you, these prices are not smiling. So if you don't get it, another person that values it will. Because
grab it.
I'm telling you, these animals don't know that they're walking gold. Do you know how much goats won't go, even if it's a baby goat?
Even chicken.
Even chicken.
I heard that chicken is mad expensive now.
It's ridiculous. I cannot. So
I've heard that chicken. I think I saw someone that was saying like one like live chicken or something is like 30K.
Are you serious?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think poultry is the way now in this country. People that are selling cows, they can't see, even if, no matter how much you want to mago them, the system, they cannot make anything less than 800,000. So I'm telling you.
As in a cow.
And like their own, would I say like in terms of their own
profit. Okay.
Yeah, so let's even say, okay, the cow is selling for about like 3 million or 2 million or whatever.
Is that how expensive cows are?
Cows
3 million naira.
It's
really
ridiculous.
Wow.
I think sometimes
that's news to me.
they are. Sometimes they have to bring some of them like maybe like across the border or something. But even the ones that are even in, they might not even be as fat, but that doesn't mean that their price is still.
Wow.
Catch your protein without diligence.
God damn. All right, let's have the next trending video. Yeah, back to the old days. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wonder if adults even do that. Maybe adults still do that.
I think
They'll take, a stick just to measure in case they don't want to be, removing shoes and trying on shoes in the market. But I think if you're going to the market, you have to wear like slides anyway.
Yeah, so that you can. I think it's a very underrated hack. Because instead of always calling, I didn't get your shoe size, or like, what's your shoe size? You just have your stick ready. Whatever doesn't fit in well, you move on. Nigerians are such a special set of people, honestly. Honestly.
But I think it did the job back when we were children, when the parents would take, because obviously parents can't take their children to the market. I'm guessing is the logic. So like measure the shoe size before you leave the house and have your sticks with you.
Oh, it might just even be like an element of surprise, like, maybe the child thought they were not getting anything, so they might just like measure it out. Okay. So instead of having to start like, let's go together, you try this shit, and the surprise was spoiled, they could also just like measure. That's actually so cute. Very, very cute.
That's very cute. Okay, let's move on. Trending video number 3. I need to adopt this method.
I think that's the only thing that's going to work.
They sell in new markets.
They probably do.
Because
cutlass, pitchfork. I'm sorry, your tailor. I'm sorry.
My tailor. God, no. I can't even begin to recall the disappointments I've experienced due to tailors. It's even, well, I don't know.
Honestly,
please, just PTSD. It's actually giving me PTSD.
Tailors, but why?
Oh.
You know, it's actually not so bad if you just say, okay, realistically speaking, with
just
your
tell me
style,
you can't do it.
I can't meet up. But if you still want me to, so that at least we even factor it in mind that, okay, but not the one that will have to keep. Our hearts will almost be reaching out of our chest because of our clothes that we want to wear. Don't worry, we'll be ready by Friday. It's gotten so bad that Nigerians have to even lie to their tailors. Like, I need the clothes next week, but I need to move it a week ahead so that just in case there's any shenanigans or any, I don't know. When will we rest in people's hands, tailors, please?
Like, I don't get what they gain by lying.
I don't know.
Because the thing is, you probably already know that, okay, I have this much work, or I'm not going to prioritize, just like, I'm not going to prioritize your work kind of thing. If somebody comes with work that's worth more, factor all those things in. And for me, the kind of person I am, I'd rather under-promise and over-deliver.
Yes, exactly.
Over-promise and
then under-deliver. That's the worst one.
So if I know that I can do something by tomorrow, I could even say, oh, okay, I'll get it to you by Monday. So that when I send it tomorrow, you're like,
wow, you know,
pleasant surprise. As opposed to say, and the thing is, okay, I know life happens. Let's say, okay, I said I'm going to do it by tomorrow, and tomorrow or by the end of tonight, I can already see that this tomorrow is not looking. It is your duty to call the person and say, oh, I know I said this. I'm really sorry. This, can we please move this? And also, you have to ask, you have to request, you have to petition them.
Exactly.
It's not like it's your right. Oh God!
Yeah,
I called one tailor last week. She said, "And there's no lights." Like, what can I do if there's no lights?
Are you serious?
I'm like, what you said, does it make sense to you? What you just said to me?
What can I do if there's no lights?
Did I?
I'm sorry, there's no lights. What can I do if there's no lights?
What do they call it? National Grid.
Oh my days!
What's my business with the fact that there's no light? You see, you didn't factor the light situation. You're doing tailor work. You're telling me there's no lights.
I also hate the fact that
back up. What's my business with that?
Your fabric might not even be safe, because you know there are a lot of tailors too that they will just pack on more than they can actually handle. No, don't worry, bring your clothes now, I can sew. And if you notice, it's always the, let me use the word, up and coming tailors that always, don't worry, they're always so enthusiastic for work until they realize how choking it is, like how many people actually need. So they'll pack. It's either, they cannot find it or something. Listen, man.
See,
tailors.
now I actually understand why some people call themselves fashion designers.
Tailors.
Because before I used to think everybody tailor. What do you mean? You sew clothes tailor. But now I realize that I think the customer service I haven't actually really sewn with the fashion designer, so maybe I'll get there. I don't know if VJ will now disappoint again. I don't have light though. Maybe I don't have lights, but she'll not say it's not ready. But again, I feel like maybe that might be the difference between tailors and fashion designers. Tailors just customer service in the bin.
0.
Fashion designers, maybe they'll charge you through your nose, but at least, hopefully, you get your items when it's promised. So maybe I need to try a fashion designer as the moral of the story.
Honestly, I hope...
Maybe Vicky James needs to be my new tailor.
I think so too. But honestly, I really hope that we can get to a point where at least we have a reasonable balance. Like, okay, fine, you're not going to charge us so much, but at least you're reliable enough to communicate well. Even if you might need it. It's actually the communication that's even the problem. And then it now makes it worse when you under-deliver, even in terms of the style.
And then you're not rude as on top. Oh God. You're not rude to me. And then you're not saying, it's fine now. Are you mad?
And then when they start to collect
this thing that is what I order versus what please don't trigger me.
When they start to collect balance now, everybody will become nice.
Let's actually move on now because I'm angry. Let's have our last trending video. That is the sound effect.
Yeah, at this
point.
Not sure, let's change.
Honestly.
Your tongue is just tied.
See, anyhow they give you the greeting this Christmas, just collect it. Because people have been through it this year, and honestly, ain't nobody got time for that.
Said propose that new year.
Let's see, proposal, prosperous, and all of them just collect it like that because the shege has been so much this year.
To be fair,
honestly, maybe that's what the problem is.
To be fair, we can't come at her too hard. It's been a tough year, 2024. So take it like that. Okay, moving on to our stories then. Of course, it is Desi December.
Period.
It is Dirty December here in Lagos, Nigeria, and the IJGBs have landed fully now. I think all of them should be here by now. All the batches, A, B, and C, stream 1 and 2. They should all have landed, but it seems like they brought trouble with them. See me saying them as if I'm not one for in, one for out. But it seems as though the IJGBs have come and have started saying, Lagos babes, why you guys so rude? Yeah, they come and they say, the newcomers, the IJGBs, you know, to the Lagos OGs, they're like, what's with the attitude? I'll see you, the one place that everyone is talking about, and I don't know, I don't go to the club, so I don't know what it's like there. But they're like, oh, I'll see you in the club, I'll say hello. You can't even say hello back. Or is it because you think I'm trying to steal your man?
I mean...
All this. They're like, basically, there's a frosty reception from females in Lagos. And a particular social media personality, Madam Joyce, has chimed in on the conversation. And she was like, oh, she thinks maybe it's because she's, what did she say? A high-profile individual. Okay. So maybe some people look at her and they're like overwhelmed. Like they see her on social media and then seeing her in real life, they don't know how to act.
Okay.
Everyone on Tinubu's internet, the way people have come for her.
Oh, wow.
They're like, who is this one? Then a high profile. But she's trying to say that why else are you rude? Or if I come and say hello to everybody on the table at the club, then why are people looking at me sideways? She's like, it's not my problem if your man is more attracted to me than to you. Period. Blah blah blah. But anyway, there's two sides: IJGBs versus the OGs.
Honestly, I feel, sincerely speaking, this rudeness thing, obviously it's been going on for some time. I think it just surfaces and then it cools down a bit and then surfaces again. And as for this Madam Joyce, me, I don't know. I don't know. But I think in general, I think that's it. Like the Lagosians are feeling...
Agree?
I kind of do.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, because really, what's the reason? Okay, let's even say it's not because of man. But there is still that level of like intimidation. Like I think there's just something about, say, maybe they feel like the IJGBs are somewhat obnoxious. Like, oh, like I've come back and you know I can afford the things you guys cannot afford, and I'm just, you know, that kind of thing. So I think that's also the problem. But if we're going to look at context of, okay, a club, let's not even lie. It has to be man. Because if you even want to cover it up and say, oh, maybe because they're just intimidated, like, okay, why are you actually intimidated? Is it the outfits or the hair? Okay, fine, even if it's like you want those things, ultimately, like, why? It's not just because you just want to. It's probably because, okay, maybe potential suitors or, you know, whatever.
I mean, the other side of the argument is that, you know, the OGs are like, so you come to my country,
okay,
and what, you want me to now be falling over because you're here?
I mean, what?
That's kind of, that's their point of view.
Okay.
You know, it's like, okay, so you're here, and so, like, it's not my duty to greet you. Okay, like, there's no... What's the expectation? Okay. I don't owe you anything. I have no obligation to interact with you any differently than I would to anybody else that's in Nigeria in February or March or April. So,
yeah, but the thing is that if you're going to take that, then if another person had come to greet them, would they have ignored?
I don't know.
Wouldn't. Okay. So I think that's why I sort of would agree with the other side of the argument a bit more.
Okay.
It makes sense. It honestly does. But like at the same time,
because I guess it's kind of like, what? So you're gonna come here and you think you can tension me in my own country? Get out, man. Go home. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, nobody's gonna be here. I'm gonna be doing up. Oh my gosh, she's from London. Oh my gosh, she's from America.
But you know, that's the problem. A lot of the OGs still do it. So it's like there's been like, obviously there are a lot of people that would openly do it, and then there are people that are just like, okay, fine, they're not having it in public. But like deep down, they're probably like that. Maybe they just don't want to be seen as the
fangirling,
or the fangirl of the IJGBs.
Fair enough. I can't lie though. On this one, I'm not fully on the IJGB side. I'm sorry to betray you lot, but my Nigerian side is prevailing a little bit more in this instance because I mean I don't know, man.
Definitely, like nobody should be falling over any of the IJGBs, like sucking up to them or anything. But at the same time, it's like
just be a normal
Just
person.
be nice, courteous,
just be
respectful.
courteous. It's different if, okay, maybe like they're just doing too much of like demanding stuff from you. But I mean, greeting, how about now? Like, how many seconds will it take you to just say hello back? So
okay, that's it. Lydia has said it. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to Timi Dakolo. Timi Dakolo has, I think he was on a podcast or he granted an interview recently, and he was telling his love story. He's married. He's been married for 15 years now, I believe, to his wife, Busola Dakolo. And, you know, the Iyawomi crooner responded to an ex-user who criticized his, you know, what he said on the video. And I think the video is actually available to play, so we might be able to hear it. Let's hear what he said.
And I started calling her. She not pick. Like the phone was off and everything. And that's why every Sunday.
How did you meet your wife? I like meeting.
I saw her in church. One day.
Oh, you met your wife in church?
Yes, I was standing up. Then I saw.
Go to church.
This fine girl with a frown like this. I can't go meet her.
No.
I said, please be my date now. We have this ball we used to do in House of Rock. Then she now said, I said, okay, give me your number. She now gave me the number. And I started calling her. She not pick. Like the phone was off and everything. And that's why every Sunday I'm looking around that area to see if I'll see this girl.
Oh.
And then that's how when I said, you lied to me? She said, no, you don't believe that they stole my phone. I said, sorry, I sympathize. Then I became friends. I was not liking the girl now want to zone me. She can never be me. Want to come into zonal coordinator. Let's just be friends. I say, never. Do I walk in INEC? No, kept gisting. I suffer for that girl. I go to pick her in the morning to work. I was doing
a lot of
pick her
husband duties in the relationship.
Drop her, pick her, drop her, pick her, drop her.
Made you work.
I'm telling you, this is why they don't pay. I said, what the now? You know, I don't try. I don't shoot. I didn't show okay. She said, oh, it's like I say, man, what? The girl is one. Let me say it to her because it's piquant that I won.
Yeah.
During idols, she used to tell me, back on that side, I'll go and meet you there. But you can't tell me she used to walk his money back. Don't pack the car in front of the plane.
Oh my God.
I was okay. I laugh. I said, don't worry, I will shock you.
You did.
Don't look down on me.
Basically talking about how he had a particular car that he won from a competition, a music competition, and it was branded with the competition or whatever. And so his wife used to be embarrassed to like be seen in the car with him. And so she would ask him to like park at the corner and then she can walk the rest of the way in. Lord. And he was telling the story basically of how, you know, he suffered, in his words, to sort of, you know, win his wife over. And people have responded in very mixed ways. So there was a particular ex-user that was kind of like, why are like Nigerians promoting all this stuff ahead? Why should men have to suffer to, you know, find a woman to settle down with and all this kind of stuff, you know, unrequited love, you know, all this one-sided love stories. Are we not tired of all this, blah, 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 promoting suffering in love as a man? And it was interesting because I was like, I wonder how much of a point this person has. Timi Dakolo was just sharing as a, you know, throwback, or when we first started, like, started from the bottom, now we're here kind of thing. You know how those stories tend to go now that, oh, my wife was with me when I had nothing. And now that I have everything, she get what I mean. But this ex-user saw it differently. How about you? How do you see it?
I think I saw it from a very, like, would I say, innocent point of view. And I think, in as much as, yes, it would be wonderful for, would I say, everyone to find a partner that has, you know, not necessarily made it, but has, like, the sort of basic things to make you, like, comfortable and everything, or is able to maybe have a car and, like, a decent apartment or whatever. I feel if everybody is trying to marry people like that, then who are the people without cars and stuff, like, going to marry? And it doesn't mean that those people will never make it or anything. And I'm not saying that, of course, you have to be with someone that, has to, like, build from scratch or something. Everyone knows their own, would I say, like, threshold. Some people are not cut out for that. Maybe they've suffered in their own nuclear family and they're just not willing to put up with that. But then, I mean, some other people, you know, I wouldn't say that you should sort of close the possibility or close the chapter just because of something like that. Because at the end of the day, of course, if you're going to be together, you're still going to be the person's partner. Well, I mean, there are different opinions. Some people just want to be housewives. So some people just want to contribute emotionally.
It's not just though.
It's not supposed
That's not
to be,
just.
But okay. Now I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not just actually because it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel, some people feel like, okay, they only want to be,
It's not only either. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not only either.
Okay.
They want to be. That's a great significant contribution. Significantly contributing.
I'm not,
emotionally, psychologically, homemaking, all that jazz.
Definitely, it is actually. But I'm just saying, like, they just feel like that's.
I'm going to thoroughly the opposite because of the word just and also the word only that she can't stop using.
No, so me using just obviously is not watering it down or anything. I'm just saying, obviously there are different would I say facets, in terms of like that make up the home. So I'm saying in some people
Thank you. I'm watching you carefully. Go on.
Who is watching me like a hawk? But anyways, my point is, some people want to contribute emotionally. Some other people some other people don't mind contributing, all around. So I'm just saying that, of course, everyone knows what they can handle, but entirely closing the chapter of somebody that, or with someone that is, has that like potential, is actively working, and obviously that, you love, is not necessarily, and of course, bringing it back to context with the car and everything, I won't even lie. If it was me, I wouldn't be embarrassed per se, like, oh my god, I hate this car. No, of course I'm grateful, as long as it's maybe not like stopping on the road or something like that. I would be grateful for it. Would I, just cringe a little bit, maybe because as I'm driving everywhere where I see Amstel Malta or something like that, like, I have to be honest, but like, maybe just a little, but not as much as, go and park like maybe 5 kilometers away, let me just walk
I can do that too.
Really?
I can just say, don't worry, drop me here, it's fine.
Are you serious?
I might not make say go and park, so
Okay.
it's not to make you feel bad, but if you are smart, you put 2 and 2 together and you realize that I don't want.
I can't.
No, I'll just say don't worry. You can stop here. Get me going home now. Actually, I don't want to take too much of your time.
But
and then I'll walk in.
To be fair, the only issue that I have with those type of cars is that if it's like maybe a particular brand, before people start walking up to me and start asking me, oh, how much is the carton of drink, or what are you working in this bank or something.
Nah.
So that's the only issue that
I hate when Busola Dakolo was coming from. I can't lie, but I mean this whole point about like love being one-sided, or men having to suffer for love. How true do you think that is?
Love being one-sided,
I'm not
I don't
really
think
sure I agree with
it's
that,
true.
but-
And the reason I, especially like in this situation, is obviously Busola Dakolo has obviously probably grown up in like a much different setting. If you've probably followed or like heard Timi Dakolo, I think he had a bit more
Humble.
of a rough, a humble beginning. Sorry. So naturally, I don't know why people always expect that women will just collect what you have. There will be a natural what's the word to use, not conflict, but basically because you're not used to certain lifestyles. Even girls that have humble beginnings, they still, quote and unquote, have a somewhat softer, like, would I say, path or something like that. So there's going to be a natural, would I say, expectation from, or I'm trying to look for the word. Is apprehension the word? I'm just trying to, there's just going to be that thought generally, like from the ladies' end, like the differences, because of the differences, yes, there's going to be that natural withdrawal, thinking like,
I think everything that men get, they should take it like that, because
that's the
if anything, I feel like women are the ones that are dying out here for love, doing anything, honestly, putting their lives on the line for love. Maybe it's because that's the only thing that's publicized. I know that a lot of domestic abuse occurs, from women towards men, that you never find out about because of the shame, stigma attached to being abused by a woman. So I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, statistically speaking. I'm just saying that out there, you mainly see women being just taking anything for love.
Yeah.
So if all a man has to do is they need to work a little bit harder to, you know, win a woman over, I don't see any problem with that. I don't see a problem with the woman playing hard to get. I think, in fact, that's even makes it better.
Well,
So I don't.
I'm not saying you should agree on like after your first 3 days, but I'm just saying like in terms of the hard to get, I feel like there's a limit. Of course, if you are not just looking for maybe your first flowers and chocolate.
Bill him,
like,
Joe.
I'm not
Bill him.
Billing like that, but the person should be willing
Bill him.
to
If he can't take
spend
it, then
on
he should go
That's
now.
the
Is it
thing.
by force?
There's that one shot. But I'm just saying.
Free will. There's free will in this life. I beg.
I'm just saying that men should just expect it in general because there will be lifestyle differences.
There will be somebody that can take what you have. Go and meet
That's the
her.
thing.
Go and meet her.
You can't come to someone
Exactly.
like Mo, for example, and then be expecting that, oh, you're coming from such a humble, like, the issue is not that we see the humble beginning. It's like, okay, we're just willing to see like how far are you willing to go?
Yeah,
What is the
exactly.
vision? What is the dream?
There's no
So,
problem being coming from humble
the
background.
men need
but-
to expect it, and I think that once they actually accept that, okay, this thing is there, and then we're also going to like work as much as we can on our own end, of course not putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves. I think it will make a lot of men move forward instead of now like being in a crusty state. You're not trying to work harder, you don't have that vision or goal or anything, and then you're now criticizing women for wanting better for them. That is what I don't support.
You need to do better.
So yeah.
Do better. In the spirit though of billing, I do think some people take it to another level. One of such stories is Pogba. He's a footballer.
Wow.
And his brother, his name is Martins, the brother, and he's been sentenced to 3 years in prison. He was suspended, sentenced 2 years suspended for his involvement in an extortion plot against his brother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the courts I said his name is Matthias, the brother. So the courts also fined Matthias 20,000 euro for participating in the attempted extortion of 13 million euro from Paul, his brother, in 2022. There were other defendants, so I think there were cousins as well involved.
Oh, wow.
And they were found guilty and sentenced to prison as well. And there were like talks of kidnappings and threats and all this stuff towards Paul Pogba. And yeah, the football world has been quite shocked by it. But Matthias's lawyer has said that there will be an appeal. But he said that he was like coerced by these other family members into doing this, that he would never go out of his way to like extort his brother and all this stuff. But I'm just like, this is on the other hand of billing, where in some cases, especially in African context, I feel like there's an entitlement to people's money just because they're your relatives. You're not entitled to their money because they're your relative. Unless they're your father or your mother, that's the highest I can see it, but not because of any other relationship.
Your cousin or your sibling.
Nope.
I don't know. I can't even imagine what he must be going through right now, like knowing that people that are supposed to, and I don't know him personally, but I think, for you to make such a crazy amount of money as a footballer, I don't think it would be so much to like send. Let's even say like they're not being entitled, just him on his own, sharing with his family, being generous to his family and all of that. So I don't now know if the question is, and that's the problem with all these things, because you never know the whole side, but I don't now know if the question is a thing of greed or just a thing of like maybe just, would I say, not abandonment, but just totally ignoring.
I mean, it's the right thing to do to help your family members if you can and if they're in need. It's the right thing to do, but nobody is entitled. I don't care. I actually don't care who you are. Like, nobody is entitled, and I feel like if everybody in the family has that mindset where they're like, oh, I'm not entitled to this person's money, you're not going to be offended by the fact that someone isn't giving you money. Do you know what I mean? It's only if I'm expecting money from my brother that him not giving me money will hurt me. If I'm not expecting it from in the first place, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not to say, like I said, it's not to say that it's not the right thing to do or generous or charitable thing to do to give to people. I'm not saying don't give, but it's the expectation that, oh, this person has this, so therefore I must have. Like, it's very wrong. It's very wrong. Like, no. I totally don't buy into it. I'm so sorry, and I've said it before. I'm the kind of person that even if all I have is Gary, I will drink that Gary with pride. With so much pride, yeah.
Actually.
I will come outside, you ask me, oh, have you eaten today? And I'll tell you yes. Because I'm not entitled to anything. If you decide to give me something, I will be grateful for it and I will thank you for it. Not people that you give them something and they'll now be like, share 500, like, are you? I will.
No, but
So that's what I'm saying. That's where my own balance comes in. Be charitable, be generous, but don't be entitled. On the other hand, as well.
But
I
on
would
the
say.
other hand of Matthias, I don't even know, because I also feel like he must be in such a terrible state, because obviously we're hearing that there were threats and it's like, okay, this is my brother. And, you know, on one hand, of course, apart from the threats, he might have been looking at the bigger picture, like, okay, fine, at least it will just be money, you know, as opposed to maybe like taking his life, or, you know, harming
I think
him.
the relationship is probably, as a result of just money, that relationship between himself and his brother will never be the same again. So that's also what you need to think about. You need to think about the knock-on effects. Even if it's just money, which he has unlimited amounts of, if that's what you think, what are the implications of me leeching on him like this, or extorting him like this? It's not just money to me. It's really not just money. I mean, they always say now that like the biggest causes of divorce are money and what else again? They say two things, but money is one of the top two. So it's not just money. It's really not just money.
I mean, there's that, but and I think the third angle, which I don't know how to feel about, and I'm not saying that it wasn't a necessary step, but I don't know how to feel about taking your family members to court.
I will sue the hell out of you. If you do rubbish,
I did not see that coming.
I will sue the heck.
Oh wow, okay. I mean,
why would you do something worth being sued for in the first place to your family member? I don't like it when people look at the reaction and not the action. Why would you do something worth suing to your family member and think, because we're family, I can get away with it? Are you alright? Let's not play. Like, don't actually play. I don't actually care who you are. That's the truth. So if your family, treat me like family in the first instance, before you expect to be treated like family after the fact that you behave like a rascal.
Because I know
Don't
a
do
lot
that.
of people, if you even look at, would I say like, even like church settings, you'll see people will make reference to the Bible, like, oh, remember this part where Paul said,
beg.
like, oh, you
Even
should settle things amicably and something. And like Mo is saying, like, a lot of people just do things.
You're taking
carelessly,
advantage.
they're just taking advantage of the fact
Don't do that.
You know,
If your family, remember that before you do what you want to do. That's what I say to that. Anyway, I'm actually getting annoyed. So, honestly, let's take a music break, please.
we need it.
Yes, please. We'll see you shortly. Enjoy the break.